Why is the 3-year agreement in Battle Through the Heavens still considered the insurmountable peak of male-oriented Chinese animation? In recent years, the annual series of Fights Break Sphere, also known as Battle Through the Heavens, has faced an undeniable decline in reputation. Viewers and longtime fans have begun criticizing it intensely. Amid this wave of discontent, many can't help but look back and remember the masterpiece that was the 3-year agreement special. Lao He, like many of us, suddenly missed those golden moments. Once hailed as the pinnacle of Chinese fantasy animation, just how extraordinary was the 3-year agreement when it first aired? Let's break it down. Let's start with the most fundamental pillar, the story. The plot of the 3-year agreement represents the ceiling of what passionate and emotionally driven storytelling in Donghua can be. The narrative is built around the timeless theme that echoes across countless Chinese web novels. Don't bully the young and poor. Things may change with time. And in this special, that sentiment wasn't just spoken, it was vividly embodied. It all begins with Nalan Yanran's arrogance. Her decision to break off her engagement with Xiao publicly and with contempt sets the stage for what would become a legendary comeback tale. 3 years later, that same boy, humiliated and cast aside, returns stronger, prouder, and with a fiery spirit of vengeance. And the climax? When Xiao burns the divorce letter atop Yanran mountain. It's not just a symbolic gesture, it's the perfect narrative full circle. When Nalan Yanran slowly realizes that the young man she now admires is none other than the rock owl she once had a crush on, the animation captures that inner conflict masterfully. Her trembling sword tip, the flicker in her pupils, it all conveys her turmoil without a word needing to be spoken. But this wasn't just a battle of strength or skills. After Xiao emerges victorious, he doesn't revel in her defeat. Instead, he flies across the battlefield, grabs her sword, and stops her from taking her own life. Then he gently lights the divorce letter in the ashes and says, "You and I are both free." These 5 words carry a profound weight. In that moment, Xiao transcends hatred. He doesn't seek revenge anymore. He seeks liberation. Not only for himself, but for Nalan Yanran too. That is the essence of his growth, a transformation of spirit. From a boy fueled by vengeance to a man defined by compassion and pride. And the pacing, absolutely masterful. From the moment Xiao steps into Yunlan's sect, the plot ignites like a string of firecrackers. Every beat, every entrance builds upon the last. Nalan Yanran unleashes her wind of setting sun. Xiao encounters with his iconic Buddha's Fury Lotus. Then Hai Bodong arrives, Ling Ying follows. Medusa enters the fray. Each new appearance raises the stakes, pulling viewers deeper into the whirlwind of excitement. Just when it couldn't get more intense, Yao Lao's soul leaves Xiao body. Yun Shan unleashes his terrifying Du-song pressure. The tension snowballs into a crescendo of emotional and action-packed climaxes. It's a pacing structure that is still referenced today as a textbook example of online literature adaptation done right. Now let's talk production. The 3-year agreement didn't just shine in story, it was a technical juggernaut. The project took 4 years from start to finish, 13 episodes, far longer than the average special episode. And behind the scenes, the team didn't just work hard, they pushed the limits of what Chinese animation could achieve. According to director Xiao, the entire special featured over 4,820 individual shots. More than 80% of them were complex fighting and special effects scenes, each one a technical challenge. To put it bluntly, the production level was on par with a full-length animated film. From the crushing presence of the Yunlin sect's Dao Wang elders, who somehow felt even more oppressive than current-era Daosuns, to the jungle chase during Xiao daring escape, every scene was crafted with precision and intent. Thanks to advanced motion capture, Xiao movements felt grounded and lifelike. The particle effects added texture to the black ice dragon's soar. When the black heavy ruler was unsealed, the flames and fragments exploded with feral energy. This wasn't just animation, it was cinematic excellence. The results spoke for themselves. Back then, every single episode of the 3-year agreement garnered over 100 million views. Its popularity rivaled that of Duel. It was, without exaggeration, a dimensionality reduction attack. a project so good it left all other Chinese Donghua trailing far behind. This was a true masterpiece, made with adequate time, generous funding, and a love for the source material. And it did something even more important. It shattered the long-standing stereotype that Chinese animation was childish. Through this one special, Fights Break Sphere evolved from just another adaptation into a powerful IP juggernaut spanning novels, games, and live-action adaptations. It became a cultural touchstone. To this day, scenes from the 3-year agreement are edited and remixed into fan videos, circulating endlessly on platforms like Bilibili and Douyin. During the COVID-19 lockdown era, the viral transformation challenge, mimicking Xiao fiery breakthrough, became a symbol of Chinese animation's mainstream breakthrough. It's clear that 3-year agreement stands as the pinnacle of fantasy Donghua, especially when we compare it with the 2025 annual series. And therein lies the tragedy. Today's episodes, while shiny and colorful, lack the soul and detail of their predecessors. In trying to replicate the magic, they've diluted it. In the 3-year agreement, every movement during the duel between Xiao and Yunshan was choreographed by a professional martial arts instructor. Every frame of combat was refined more than 30 times. Now, the characters look nearly identical. Fights between Dozun-level experts are nothing more than bright light collisions, flashes of color without substance. Even Xiao ascension to Emperor Yan, once a legendary moment, has been stripped of its weight. It borders on absurdity. Worse still is the creative direction. The heart of Fights Break Sphere, its emotional depth, has been tampered with. The current animation weakens key characters just to pander to market trends. Medusa's once unforgettable storyline is erased. Xiao Juner is reduced to a one-dimensional, pure love placeholder. What once made the series charming, the complex character dynamics, the tension, the longing, is gone. The 3-year agreement wasn't just about stunning visuals or action. It was about vision, passion, respect for the original. It proved that Chinese animation could be mature, emotional, and deeply resonant. It showed us the heights this medium could reach when given proper care. Now, with the decline of newer episodes, the brilliance of the 3-year agreement only shines brighter. It stands as a mirror, reflecting what has been lost in the age of capital-driven shortcuts. And more importantly, it reminds us all, true classics aren't mass-produced. They're forged with blood, sweat, and love. And that was the story behind the 3-year agreement. Not just a turning point in Battle Through the Heavens, but a landmark moment in all of Chinese animation. It wasn't just a fight. It wasn't just a promise fulfilled. It was a reminder of what Donghua can truly be when creators dare to dream big and deliver with passion. If you felt the same nostalgia, the same excitement, or even the same disappointment with today's adaptations, drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about what made the 3-year agreement so unforgettable. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because we'll continue diving deep into the legends, the characters, and the moments that shape Chinese fantasy animation. Until next time.